Hello, this is my episode 1 of Coffee Break and Reflection on Life. And today I would like to talk about how to not lose yourself as a person when you at the same time are a mother, a daughter, a wife, a sister or a brother. You have all these roles in life that are just there that most of them you can't do so much about, or they just, you get more and more roles through your life. And I think for a lot of us, or when I'm reflecting back, is that when I took my education, I was single, I traveled, I did the things I wanted to do. I didn't think so much, but I had a goal in what I wanted, and life kind of just happened. I knew a little bit what I wanted to do, and then I did some other things, and days just passed by. You had a great time, and then suddenly there is boyfriend, and then there is a husband, and then education is done, and then maybe you move, you find a house, that whole thing, house, and then getting married, and then the small kids are arriving, and all of this is fantastic. This is what a lot of times happens to most of us. But I think when my two youngest one were like maybe 1 or 3, or you have 2 small kids, maybe you have even more, and you're just running every day between morning, afternoon, feeding, picking up, delivering, trying to get to work, trying to have a career, trying to be a good mom, and then again having to also try to have some time with your husband, and then you have friends, and all of these things you're trying to do, and we kind of just, I don't know, it feels like time just goes faster and faster, and our schedule gets more and more packed because we have to fit everything into this time that we have. I don't know, for some reason 24 hours when I was young felt like a lot of time, and now I just don't understand where the time is going. But it's still 24 hours. It's just, I guess we have more things to do, or I have more things to do. But the thing is, at one point I kind of had to stop and be like, where's Charlotte, And that is so, I think it's very easy that when all these things are happening with house and husband and kids and career and everything you want to do, at the same time you also lose yourself, because now suddenly you don't really know what you're supposed to do, and when you're supposed to do it, and I don't know, it just feels like suddenly time flies. You're not Charlotte anymore, or Karen, or Danny, or whoever you are before you were a mother or a father or a wife or all of these things. And I think that at one point we have to take a look and realizing that it's important to not lose ourselves, because if we lose ourselves, we lose our identity. We don't have any time where we can do the things that is really important as well, together with the family, of course. But the thing is, if you're not happy in the long run as a person, as yourself, as being, Charlotte, Danny, Karen, whoever, whatever your name is, then you lose a part of yourself, and I don't think you will be the best mother or father as well. So how are you going to fit another thing into your busy schedule? So I think for me, it was a lot about being very proactive. I scheduled things a long time ahead, where I knew that, my calendar was actually open. So I just fit in, like theater, for example. I love theater. I could go to theater every night, but I didn't have time, and I kind of forgot it. So what happened is I started scheduling like far ahead. So when that night came, I was like, oh, it's theater. I couldn't really say, I can't go now because I don't have time. Yeah, I did have time. or maybe I didn't have time, but I had the tickets, I had to go. And I started doing more and more things like that, where I was quite proactive. And for me, that worked out quite well. But not a lot of people, not everyone is very proactive. So maybe for other people, it will be, feel more tiring to have to schedule things ahead of time. Instead of just seeing what's coming along. But either way, whether you do something last minute or you schedule it or whatever you find the way that works for you, you really have to reflect on, what can I do during the week or the weekend, or at least once a month, or whatever time you have, depending on your on the family. What can I do that is just for me, that is important? Because when you do something you enjoy, maybe you're gonna start painting again, maybe you're gonna start to go in the woods, maybe you're gonna hang out with some friends you haven't seen in a long time. Whatever it is, you're gonna get a lot more energy, or you can do things that inspire you, and you will feel that everyday life is much better, or you feel more inspired, maybe less tired. So whether you're proactive or last minute, try to at least make some kind of pattern, which means that you can actually figure out some time that you could do things for yourself. And even if it's not so often, maybe, we have children and they're 1 and 3 and 5, then maybe there's not as much room to do things. But at the same time, of course, it's the most important time to do things. So anyway, whatever way you plan it and when you do it, it's extremely important. Because one day, if you feel completely lost as a person, you're gonna have no energy, you're gonna be able to get less tired, you're gonna feel like everyday life really is not very joyful. And unfortunately, it's like this. We're all born one day and we're all gonna die one day. And I think it's really important to understand that time actually passes for every day. So just saying that, oh, we're just gonna survive this week, we're just gonna survive next week, is not really a good idea in the long run, because those weeks are never gonna come back. That day is never gonna come back. That moment is never gonna come back. So you have to try to figure out what can you do and how can you get some more joy in life, even if it's a very stressful time. And sometimes I would say, are we supposed to have be the perfect mom or dad, have a career and be like completely understand everything that's going on at work 24/7? Now you're supposed to work day and night, and then you're gonna be the perfect daughter. No one can do this, And then maybe sometimes you have to make some choices too. What is more important? Where are you gonna put your time? Are there people that you don't really should spend so much time with? Is there some things you're doing that you don't really want to do? Maybe go to the gym. I hate the gym. I'm sorry. It's a good thing, but maybe instead of going to the gym, you can rather run in the woods. So you get that peacefulness, if that's important. And maybe you can combine things, So you get the healthy way and to stay fit, but at the same time, it gives you that kind of peace and meditation feeling as well. So even if it's a run in the evening, if you can do that, or if there's a small wood close by, just 5 trees, you're gonna be feeling a lot better. Just maybe take a break there and reflect on things than it is to sit in front of the TV or things that we tend to do, which actually does take quite a lot of time. I don't think we even are aware of how much time it takes. You're just tired, and kids are acting up, and maybe your wife or your husband is not happy with something, and life happens. And so maybe a walk in the evening, maybe you have a dog, whatever it is. Take time for yourself to be you, just a person. Think about what you enjoyed doing when you were little. Maybe there's things you can, elements of that you can take back into your life to have more joy. And again, we cannot forget that we are only here for a certain amount of days, no matter what. So don't say that everything will be better next week, tomorrow, whatever. Change something right now, just today. Figure it out. Okay. Have a nice Monday.